Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Tony and this is TC's Outdoors. If you are new here, I appreciate you stopping. Please hit the subscribe and like buttons if you like this kind of stuff. I would appreciate it. Helps the channel out. We've had a bunch of new subscribers in the last little bit, so I figured I'd take a second here and just kind of explain, who we are and what we do on this channel. So my wife and I built a home on a piece of property that we purchased from our family, and it's on 100 acres. I purchased 5 acres off of my father-in-law, and we built our forever home a couple years back. So the whole reason that I cut firewood is kind of the house behind me, because up until this point I'd never really had a reason to cut firewood. We heat with a radiant floor heating. We're slab on grade, and I have an outdoor wood boiler, and it was probably the best decision I've made up to this point as far as like the home build completely. It saves me money. It's I don't know, I developed this new passion for firewood and firewood cutting, and kind of that came along with that. I decided to run a roadside stand, sell a little bit of firewood as if I could, and that's gone actually pretty well for my first year, I think. So I've sold, I don't know, right around five and a half face cords so far this year. So that's really minimal advertising, and it's only right out in front of my house. I don't deliver, I don't do any of that. So next year I kind of want to grow the business a little bit and see what I can turn this into. So I want to be able to sell bundles. There's a local campground, and I have a grocery store and a gas station not too far from me. I got to build my inventory though, so I'm going to try to have 10 cord cut and split and stacked by the beginning of winter or midwinter at the latest, so that I have a good supply of wood in the springtime to make bundles. I've got my labeling all situated. We're in New York, western New York, kind of right along the lake shore, in between Rochester and Syracuse, if you're familiar with the area. So speaking of that, so if you are from the area, what do we got? So not this coming weekend, but the following weekend, the 19th, 18th and 19th is Boonville Woodsman Days, and I'm planning on being there. So if any of you guys are there and you bump into me, please stop and say hi. I'd love to meet any of you guys. So I think it'd be kind of cool. And so either way, kind of off topic, sorry about that. So in New York we have restrictions on pretty much everything, unfortunately. So selling firewood is not any different than anything else. So we can only transport firewood 50 miles from the origin, or from wherever it was cut. So I've got to have, my labeling's got to include the town that the firewood was cut in, and then it's the obligation of whoever is transporting the firewood to be able to produce that paperwork if they get pulled over by the DEC or something at a campground, or however that would work. I don't know that anybody's ever really been approached by it, but I want to make sure all my labeling's up to par. That way nobody gets in trouble, and it makes my product a little more sellable. I'm not going to kiln dry it. I don't have a kiln. I don't plan on getting one. This is just going to be a small operation, just kind of for fun. So it's a hobby. I don't want it to get too big and turn into a business, because then I won't enjoy it anymore. So, but either way, so that's kind of the gist of it. I use a County Line 40-ton splitter. It's been good to me so far. I've had it for just about 2 years, and my operation has changed, and I think everybody's woodyard kind of does. But I have a grapple on my tractor, and I would take the logs over to a certain location and cut them there, and then split them in that spot. And I'm not sure really how long ago I've had the Ranger, maybe 3 months now. I purchased a Polaris Ranger, and it has been a complete game changer. I leave the splitter right over here in the shade. I split right directly into the back of the Ranger, and then I haul it over to wherever I'm going to stack it. I stack it there. It's kind of less bending over, and it seems like a manageable task rather than splitting this mountain of firewood and then looking at it for 3 weeks trying to figure out how it's going to get stacked. So that's kind of the short of it though. So we'll get the camera turned around and splitter fired up, and we'll get started. So here we go. Alright guys, we got the Ranger pretty well loaded. See that there? I don't think I'll put any more in there. I think we're squatting pretty good. I got a little carried away. I just got caught up in the splitting and didn't realize how much I had filled it up with, but I think we're over my half a face cord that I'd normally get in there. But so if you're into this kind of stuff, please hit the like and subscribe if you like today's video. And go check out some of my other videos if it's the first time here. I've got all kinds of videos on wood splitting, cutting. I got a little tractor work, got some gardening. There'll be some hunting and maybe some fishing in the future. Predator hunting, deer hunting. I reinvested some of my my firewood money, my kind of my fun money, into myself and my hobbies, and I bought a night vision scope. So it takes video, and it's going to be pretty awesome. So I'll be able to bring you guys along, do some predator hunting once we get into that season. So either way, if you like this kind of stuff, please hit the like and subscribe. Share it with your friends, and until next time, get outdoors and do something you love.